Hi guys, my name is Essence Winter.
Money in my bag. She told me I'm a joint, so I left, but now she's sad. Love me cause I'm buzzing. What's your motherfucking problem?
And I'm back at it with another video. So today's video is sponsored by yours truly, Winter Market. If you guys did not know, I have my own online storefront where I sell bracelets and other jewelry. And if you like this bracelet, you can go ahead and buy it at wintermarket.bigcartel.com. I will leave it linked in the description if you are interested. And just so you know, I have some tea right here. My throat was a little scratchy. I'm not sick or anything, but my throat was feeling a little itchy. So I made myself some chamomile tea and I might be sipping on this throughout the video. So if you have any snacks, any drinks, go ahead and grab that now, okay? So this story takes place back in high school, my senior year. So in high school, I was really good at English. I'm still really good at English. I'm very good at English. Sometimes I struggle to speak, but I think I placed in like the 98th percentile for Las Vegas on my SAT for the English portion. So I'm very good at English. And basically, my counselor had noticed that, and so basically, my counselor took note of the fact that I was really good at English, and she signed me up for this class called English 101, where basically you can earn a college credit while you're still in high school. So if you take this class, you earn a college credit, right? So while I was in English 101, it was like the first day we were like all getting to know each other or whatever, and there was this girl sat by me, and I noticed that she had this really cute crystal necklace. It was like a wrapped crystal. I think she said it was like angelite, but all I know is I was really attracted to this crystal. I was very drawn to the crystal that she had on her neck because I'm a very spiritual person. If you guys didn't know this about me, I'm very spiritual. So I complimented her on her necklace, and she thanked me, and me and her just struck up a conversation from there. So we're gonna name her Ariana, right? Because she likes to take people man.
No shade.
Right? So we're gonna name her Ariana. So me and Ariana became very close because she was also spiritual. She was into tarot. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I'm into tarot. I read tarot cards. I've been doing it for a long time now, 6 years? So what's it called? Me and Ariana started to click, and we just had a lot in common.
So I forgot a few details while I was filming the video, so I'm just gonna pop in and out with the voiceovers to add in anything that I forgot. But basically, she had cards, but she didn't really know too much about them, and I started reading her tarot cards for her and stuff, and she was trying to learn more about them, and I was teaching her how to give readings, and she would practice on me, so we became a lot more close because that was pretty intimate. Also, side note, I forgot about this, but for some reason I started a coven while I was in high school because I thought it was a witch club or something. I had no idea what I was doing, but she joined the coven, and that shit fell apart so quick. I don't even talk to anybody who was a part of that.
So at that time, I had started my first job at Marshall's. If you guys didn't know that about me, I worked at Marshall's. So yeah, Marshall's was my first job. I started working there right after I turned 16, and my birthday is in July. So I started working there in around I don't know, the first or second week of July, and that was my first job. So basically I was talking to Ariana about how I work at Marshall's, and she was telling me that she wanted to get a job too because she didn't work or anything like that, but she just wanted to have some more independence and make her own money and stuff while we're still in school, and she wanted to find a job. So I told her, because at this time me and her have been talking for a little bit. I still didn't know her that well, but maybe we had been friends for like a month or two, and I would like talk to her in class, and me and her got along really well, and I felt like she was a responsible person and that I could trust her. Right? So I told her that, you know, like, basically, like, I can help you get a job at Marshall's, but don't embarrass me. Like, if I get you a job at Marshall's, like, you have to be a good worker, because if you do bad, that's going to be a reflection on me. Honestly, guys, don't ever put your word out there to get anybody a job. I don't care who they are. Unless you, like, have worked with them before, then I would say, but even then, I don't think you should. But basically I was like, don't make me regret this, and I will help you get a job at Marshall's. So she like pleaded her case to me, and she proved to me that she was responsible, and I believed her, right? So I ended up helping her get a job at Marshall's, and when I helped her get the job at Marshall's, me and her became very close, because not only did we go to school together, now we've also worked together. And a lot of the people that worked at Marshall's also worked at the school. Also went to my school, right? So, what's it called? Like, we started making friends with the people at work, getting close to the people at work, bonding over work situations, bonding over our managers or whatever like that, right? So, me and her are pretty close at this point, especially because, basically, like, I had gotten into it with my mom. And my mom is like hella crazy, guys. My mom is very crazy. So basically, like, me and my mom got into it, and should I tell you what? Okay, so I'm gonna tell you guys why, right? So basically, like, my mom had woke me up like super early in the morning and told me, like, make sure you get this, and this done. Like, she gave me a list of chores, right? Because I wanted to go over my sister's house, and anytime I wanted to do anything, whether it was go hang out with my friends, go over my sister's house, hang out with my boyfriend, my mom would always, like, try to make it as hard for me as possible. So since I wasn't doing anything wrong, like I wasn't a bad kid, she couldn't just be like, oh no, you can't go, because she didn't really have a reason to like keep me from going, especially over to my older sister's house. So basically she would try to like put obstacles in my way to make it harder for me to go. So she would tell me like, oh, you need to clean your room, you need to do laundry, you need to do all this stuff before you go over somebody's house or before you do this, right? So basically I did everything that she had asked me. And I guess she asked me to take the clothes out of the washing machine and put them in the dryer. But I thought she was telling me to start, like, I thought that she had already put clothes in the washing machine and that she was telling me to start the wash. So I went in and I started the wash, and then I told my mom, I did everything you asked me, and I started the clothes in the washing machine. And my mom got, like, pissed. She got super irrationally angry, right? And she was like, what the hell? I didn't tell you to do that. I told you to take the clothes out of the washing machine and put them in the dryer. And like she got super angry, right? So by that time, I had already told my sister that I was going to come over to her house, and she ordered me an Uber. So my Uber was already on the way over to my mom's house.
Bitch, Uber to my dick.
And my mom is like cussing me out and telling me I can't go.
Uber. She is not my main chick, but she still gonna get hit.
Because I rewashed some clothes that she already washed, and she was just pissed off by that, right? So basically, like, I had a decision to make. Like, basically I could just stay at home with my mom, or I could go over my sister's house. And basically I decided I was going to go over my sister's house because I didn't want to be around my mom, and my sister already paid for the Uber, and I didn't want to waste her money, right? So basically I ended up taking the Uber, and when the Uber came, I went outside to go to the Uber, and my mom was like yelling at me out the front door as I was leaving. And since she had the door open and she was yelling at me, my dog ran out the house, and he ran into the middle of the street, and he was like running around, and he was like, ah! Like having the time of his life. I'm sorry, he was having the time of his life, so that might piss my mom off even more. And I ended up getting in the Uber, and I told the Uber to like leave. And the Uber was like, dang, like what's going on? And I told the Uber driver what's going on. He was like, dang, bro, like your mom is really crazy. Like that lady's crazy. I don't blame you for leaving. I would have left too, right? So after that, my mom was like super mad at me. My mom was really pissed, and my mom can really hold a grudge. So she said that she was not going to pick me up from work anymore, which like I guess doesn't sound that bad, but basically I was getting off of work at midnight, and then I had to walk on the highway to get home. So I literally had to like walk home on the highway like 30-40 minutes, pitch black at night on a street where nobody else is. And it was super scary, guys. It was super scary walking at night, because I was like, wow, anybody could like come and like do anything to me, and I wouldn't really be able to do anything. And if I screamed for help, nobody would hear me, because my screams would be drowned out by the sound of the highway. And my mom did not care, and I would come home and she would be asleep peacefully every day.
If you guys are wondering why Alonzo did not just come pick me up, it's because he got off of work at the same time or later than me. So by the time he came to come get me, I could have already just walked home or rode my regular scooter. And I kind of felt safe with my scooter, because I was like, if anybody tries to come kidnap me, I could just, flip this bitch and hit them in the ankles and run off.
So I had a really tough, really bad relationship with my mom growing up. And I confided in my friend Ariana, and she knew this. And at the time, Ariana drove, and she had her own car, and she offered to come pick me up, and she would like give me rides home and stuff, until her mom said that she didn't want her to do it anymore, because she didn't want her daughter going out at night or whatever. So basically her mom didn't want her to come pick me up anymore, and I had to walk home. But she wasn't like my best friend, but me and her were like super close, and I did appreciate her for the time that she did come and get me, because she didn't have to do that. So basically, me and Ariana were very close, and my mom actually knew her mom. I had introduced my mom to her mom, and they hung out before, but they just didn't really like mesh well. I guess they just weren't the same vibe, right? So basically, fast forward, prom is coming up, right? And Ariana has another friend. We're gonna name her Kelly. Okay, so Ariana has a friend, and her name is Kelly. And Kelly is Ariana's best friend, but she goes to a different school. And Kelly is honestly such a sweet girl. I really loved her. I had hung out with Kelly before, and actually hung out with her for Halloween. And she got like super drunk and ended up throwing up in the car. In my boyfriend's car, and me and him weren't even boyfriend and girlfriend at that time. So she was a nice girl, but she just embarrassed me.
I'm going to explain this in a little bit more detail so that you guys can understand the dynamic better. So basically, for Halloween, before me and Alonzo got into a relationship, Alonzo took me, and then I invited Ariana and Kelly out to go find some Halloween addies, right? So basically, this was Kelly's first time drinking, and she had a little bit too much to drink because she did not know her limits, and she ended up getting sick, and she was heaving in the car. And while she was heaving, Alonzo pulled over and let her throw up on the side of the road. Mind you, we're on the freaking freeway, but he had some good reaction, so she didn't get it all in the car and stuff. She did get some on herself, and Alonzo ended up taking off his shirt and giving it to her so that she could change and she didn't have to sit with throw up on her until we got home. But I wasn't mad at her or anything, even though she embarrassed me a lot.
So, what's it called? For prom, basically, like, okay, and then even prom, like, let me just tell you guys. Okay, so prom was, like, hard for me, guys. Prom was hard for me because my mom only gave me $200, which might sound like a lot, but it's really not. So she paid for my dress and she bought my shoes, and that was it. So everything else for prom, I had to pay for. I had to buy my own prom ticket. I had to buy everything for prom. I had to pay for on my own, and I was only making like $50 a week, right? So I was like making what, $200 a month. And luckily my dad was sending me money while he was in prison, so I had some money from my dad. I don't know where he was getting the money from. Don't ask me. I literally have no idea. All I know is my dad was sending me money and I was accepting it. So pretty much I had used the money that I worked for and the money that I had saved from what my dad was sending me and to pay for my prom. And then my boyfriend at the time, he had bought like some stuff for prom too, right? So basically I paid for all my own prom stuff, and what's it called? Prom was really a struggle for me because not only did I have to pay for everything, my mom at the time, she worked at a beauty college. We'll just say that.
I forgot to mention that my mom paid for Alonzo, Kelly, Ariana, and I to all get facials as well. They didn't want to get their nails done, which was smart because they already knew someone else that they were going to go get their nails done by, so they came just to get a facial. So they left after the facial, and me and Alonzo stayed so that I could get my nails done, and he was going to get a manicure too because we used to get matching nails.
And took me to the beauty college to get my nails and stuff done, and they did a terrible job. They did a horrible job.
The facials were all really nice and everybody really enjoyed them. So shout out to my mom for that because she was trying to do something nice for us and I appreciate
Because
it.
my mom told me that one of the instructors was supposed to do my nails, right? But I guess when we got there, she wasn't able to do my nails. Instead of just saying, oh, she can't do your nails, she booked me with one of the students. And she booked me like with one of the worst students possible. And honestly, that girl was so sweet. She was so nice, but like, she like was terrible at nails, guys. She was horrible at nails. All the nails were like different length. They weren't smooth and they broke literally as soon as I left. It took her 4 hours to do a full set and a pedicure.
And I forgot to tell you guys, in the middle of her doing my nails, she literally stopped, took a lunch, and had one of the other students start working on my nails. And I was like, why couldn't the other student just do my nails to begin with? Because she actually like knew what she was doing. She had some sort of talent, but she couldn't even save them because they were too far gone. And she was looking at me like, ooh, girl, like she felt bad for me for real. She tried, but not much she could do.
And as soon as I left, like 4 or 5 hours to do that, right? And she actually bought a bracelet for me. So shout out to her. Like, she was a sweet girl. She was very sweet, but she was just horrible at doing nails.
I was honestly so sad and disappointed. I did not take a video of the nails because I really wanted to cry. I was honestly going through it. But I did take some videos of the bracelets I sold her before I sold them to her. And in the video, you can kind of see my nails like right here. So I slowed it down so you can kind of get a view of what the nails look like. But honestly, it doesn't really do it justice.
So after I left, literally all my nails broke, right? So my mom said that she was going to get her friend, which was the instructor, to do my nails, and that she was going to come pick me up from school like the next week, and which was like a few days before prom, right? So I needed my nails done at this point, and I felt like it was so important to me to have my nails done for prom. I don't know why, but I guess like I normally had like nice nails because I would go to the school and get my nails done. So I normally had like a nice manicure and stuff like that, right?
I was kind of known around the school for having nails because me and Alonzo would get matching nails. So people knew me for having a nice manicure.
So it was like really important to me to have nails for prom, right? So she said that her friend was going to come pick me up from school and that she was going to take me to her house and she was going to do my nails, right? So the day comes and she does not come pick me up from school. I'm waiting for her. She never comes. And I like call her. She's not answering the phone. I text her. She's not texting me back. And I'm blowing this lady's phone down. Right? She's not responding. I called my mom. My mom was like, oh, just be patient. Right? And then I'm like waiting and it's like 6 o'clock. So let's say it's Thursday. The lady's supposed to come pick me up from school and do my nails. Right? And my prom is on Saturday, but I have to work on Friday. So I only have today to get my nails done. If I don't get my nails done today, they're not going to get done for prom. So I was like already stressed because my mom is not good at keeping her word. Like if she says that she's gonna do something for me specifically, like there's a good chance that she's not gonna do it. She's just talking out her butt, right? So basically, like I'm stressing because it's very important to me to have my nails done for prom. And I'm calling this lady, blowing her phone down. She's not answering. It gets to 6 o'clock. I got out of school at like 12:30, and she was supposed to come pick me up from school. Never came, never responded to me, never texted me, nothing, right? I called my mom, and she's like, oh, just be patient, just wait. But it's 6 o'clock now, right? So I'm like, okay, forget this. I'm just gonna go to a nail shop and get my nails done. So I go to a nail shop and I was like talking to them. I was like venting to them. And because I was venting to them, they were trying to take advantage of my situation. And they were trying to charge me $100 for a full set with like no design. They were just trying to charge me $100 for like this length, and like no design, no nothing. Right? Because I think I asked them for like maybe ombre and they were trying to charge me like $100 for that, but I didn't have that much money. Mind you, I told you guys I was working at Marshall's. I already had to pay for everything for myself for my prom, and I did not have money to do that, right? So because not only did I have to pay for my prom, I guess Alonzo was gonna pay for, Alonzo is my boyfriend if you guys didn't know. So Alonzo was gonna pay for my meal and everything like that, but I had to like pay for my accessories. I had to like also my mom does hair, but she didn't want to do my hair. She wasn't going to do my hair for my prom. So I had to like figure out what I was going to do for my hair. I wanted to get like a wig, and I wanted it to have like peekaboos in it, like skunk almost. And what's it called? My mom didn't want to do my hair. So luckily a family friend gave me a wig that she already had because she like wears wigs and stuff. So she gave me one that she had. So that was nice of her, and I really appreciated that. But I didn't know how to do a wig. I never wore a wig before. Only wigs I wore was like those like little synthetic ones that you just put on like a hat, but I never wore a lace front wig, right? So I was kind of stressed about how I was going to do the wig because my mom didn't want to do it for me. And she said she had to work that day, but my mom makes her own schedule. So she could have took the day off, but she didn't want to because she was mad at me for, I don't know. She was just mad at me. She was always mad at me for something. I don't know. So, because she like holds grudges. So like maybe like, let's say I did something like 4 months ago that made her mad. Like she was still punishing me because she was mad about whatever it was that I did. So what's it called? I went to go get my nails done, and when I went to the salon, they were trying to like upcharge me a lot. So I was like basically told them, just put the acrylic on my nails, don't polish it, don't do anything. And because I had gel polish at home, so when I got home, I was just gonna have them do the manicure for me, and then when I got home, I was gonna paint my nails myself, right? So they charged me like $60 for a full set with no polish, no nothing, just acrylic, right? So the nails like started breaking, and then like around 7 o'clock, my mom's friend hit me up and was like, oh, I can come get you now. But I was already at the nail salon getting my nails done. And my mom was like pissed at me. She was mad at me because I wasted her money because she had already paid her friend and told her friend to do my nails. So I just told her to tell her friend to give her money back because I already went to the salon and got my nails done. So my mom was like pissed because I embarrassed her to her friend. And then I was telling my mom like, well, you told me that she was going to come pick me up after school. And she was like, no, I never told you that. I never said that she was going to come pick you up after school, because she doesn't want to take advantage. She doesn't want to take accountability for anything that she does wrong. So instead of just admitting like, oh, I'm sorry, it was a miscommunication, like she basically was like yelling at me and telling me that she never said that, even though that's what she said. So, and then she was mad at me because I wasted her money and embarrassed her and wasted her friend's time. So what's it called? I ended up getting my nails done, and then my nails like broke literally the next day. And then I was like going back and forth with the people, and they were telling me that they weren't going to give me a refund and that I had to come back in and have them fix my nails. But I was telling them I didn't want to come back in to get my nails fixed because I couldn't, because my prom was the next day and I had to work today. So yesterday was the only day that I had to get my nails done. And basically, like, they were arguing with me and telling me they weren't going to give me my money back. So I ended up filing dispute with my bank, and my bank ended up giving me back my money. So I ended up getting back the $60 that I paid them. But I think I tipped her like $10, and I never got that money back. So
This is what my nails look like the day after I got them done.
What's it called? And I had been to that nail salon before, which was crazy, and they charged me $50 for a full set with polish, and it lasted like 3 weeks. But this time, I guess his wife did my nails and not him, and it was just a mess. They were just trying to take advantage of me because they knew I was in a dire situation and I was desperate to get my nails done. So, on the day of prom, me and Ariana have made plans to basically we're gonna do like a double date to prom. So pretty much Ariana and her friend, what did I name her friend? Kelly. Okay. Yeah, Ariana and her friend Kelly were going to come over to my house and they were going to get ready at my house, and then Alonzo was going to come pick us up, and then we were all going to drive to prom together in Alonzo's car. So, what's it called? My sister ended up coming over to my house and she brought me some press-on nails, and she did my press-ons with me, and then that's when I got into press-on nails because of that whole horror experience with the nail shop and everything like that. So I did my nails, and then my sister did my hair for me. She did my wig, and then my mom's friend ended up coming over so that they could see me off for prom. And then my mom's friend was like making fun of my hair, and she was like, oh, it's lumpy. And I'll show you guys a picture of what I looked like on prom. I think I looked really good. I was really pretty.
Okay, if you look to the screen right now, this is a picture that we took before we left to go to prom. This is a picture I took of myself on the way to prom, just a cute little selfie, one of the best pictures from the night. And then this is a picture that we took actually at prom when we were leaving.
And basically that's what I ended up wearing, but I didn't do the prom photo shoot the day of prom. We ended up having Alonzo's friend, who is a photographer, do a photo shoot for us like a few days after prom, and I just wore the same thing and he like took our pictures, but that's what I looked like. And what's it called? Like, my mom's friend was like making fun of my hair because she said that my wig was lumpy, and then her and her friend were laughing at me, but they're both bald and they don't have hair, which is crazy. So I don't know why they were laughing at me. But and that's still my mom's like closest friend, like one of my mom's best friends to this day. And what's it called? Basically, Ariana and Kelly came over. We ended up getting dressed. We ended up getting ready, and we were super late. We got to prom, but it was almost ending. It was only like 2 hours left of prom. And then my man Alonzo, he was in college at the time. So basically, they were saying that only people from CCSD, like if you were from another school, you could come to our prom, but you had to show your school ID. And so basically he wasn't able to come. He wasn't allowed to come because he was in college at the time. I was a senior in high school and he was a freshman in college. So he wasn't allowed to come because of that rule, because of the panoramic. They had like different rules because of the panoramic. But he has a younger brother who is a year younger than me. So he was still in high school at the time, and he just used his brother ID, and they ended up letting him in because he looks like his brother, obviously. And what's it called? We ended up getting to prom like super late, and we wanted to go to a party, but because we had got there so late, all the people who were going to parties had already left. So there was like no parties. Like, I couldn't get any addies or anything like that. So what's it called? If you guys don't know what an Addy is, that's what they call party addresses in Las Vegas, right? So I couldn't find any Addies, so we just had to like stay at the prom. The prom was really nice. One of my friends ended up winning prom queen. I mean, like, me and her weren't really friends. We weren't really close, but I guess she was like more of an acquaintance than a friend, and she ended up winning, and I was happy for her. I voted for her to win. And what's it called? They had like a chocolate fountain and some food, and the food and stuff was really good. And they had a photo booth, and the line was super long for the photo booth, so I didn't want to wait in line to take a picture, which I regret because I wish I had taken more pictures, because I really don't have that many pictures for my prom night, which is like kind of sad. So, and my man, he didn't have a prom because of the panoramic, so he didn't get to do prom. So like, his prom was my prom. We still have a few pictures, but not many. And at least from that night, we have a good amount of pictures because we hired a photographer to take our pictures later, which is like what I mentioned earlier. So basically, we go to the prom and everything was cool. And then after prom, we couldn't find any parties or anything like that. So we ended up going to eat at this restaurant in Las Vegas called the Chica, which is in the Venetian. And I wanted to eat there because they had like Peruvian food, and I had looked online at the menu. And guys, I am very, 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 very picky. I don't eat meats. I don't eat like certain types of cheeses. I don't eat eggs, and I don't eat meat. I'm like not a pescatarian, but like that's the closest thing to it. Like you might see me like eat chicken, but I don't eat chicken. Like you might see me like eat like some meat, but like I don't eat meat. I don't know how else to explain it. Like I don't like steak. I don't like a lot of stuff. So it's kind of hard for me to find like restaurants to eat at, especially like because most high-end restaurants are like steakhouses and stuff, and I needed to find one that was within my friend's budget because they were paying for their own meal. So, you know, like, and it gets really expensive, especially out here in Las Vegas. So, we ended up going to eat at the Chica, and the food was not good. I'm not gonna lie, guys, the food was not good at all. It was not good. I wouldn't recommend going to eat at the Chica. But what I will say is they had a nice bar. I feel like it's more like a place like to go drink, and they had like salsa dancers and stuff. So they had a lot of atmosphere. The atmosphere was really nice. The restaurant is honestly very beautiful, but the food was not good. The food was not good at all. Especially because that's the reason why I brought all that stuff up, is because before I went to go eat there, I checked the menu to make sure that I would have something that I like to eat. But the menu that they had uploaded on Google was not the menu that they had when we went there. So I had already had an idea of what I wanted to order, but I could not order that. And the reason why I wanted to eat at this Peruvian restaurant is because a lot of Peruvian food is like seafood, like shrimp and fish and stuff like that. So I was like looking forward to going to eat there. And then when we went to go eat, we had ordered like some truffle fries, and it had like way too much truffle oil on it, so it was like not good. And then my man had ordered Alonzo had ordered like some fish. I can't remember what fish it was, but he had ordered some fish and it had bones in it, but the fish was not supposed to have bones in it. So I guess like if the fish has bones on it in the menu, on the menu it's supposed to say that this fish like might have bones in it, so then that way you're prepared for it. And because like it wasn't on the menu, and we didn't know that it had bones in it, basically it's a choking hazard, and they can get shut down by what is that called? The health
department.
I don't know, not health. They can get shut down for that because it's a choking hazard and it's not listed on the menu. So that was my dog. You guys hear him snoring? But what's it called? It's a choking hazard. And Alonzo would know that because he's a chef and he's been working in food since he was 16 years old. So he knows a lot about food. And basically I called the waitress over, and she was like saying that like, oh, I worked at a restaurant before and a lot of the food came with bone in, but like that wasn't specified on the menu. So they didn't want to comp us for the fish, and they were trying to make it seem like, mind you, we're all minorities, like except for Ariana. She is Brazilian, but she looks white, right? So what's it called? They did not want to comp us for the food, and I kind of felt like they were trying to like basically insinuate that since we were minorities, we were trying to get something for free, especially because we were young. Like I felt like she was insinuating that we couldn't afford the food and that we were trying to get it for free. And so I was really upset about that, and I didn't continue to argue with her because I didn't want to be seen as like an angry black woman. And we ended up like being just like saying, okay, like whatever, I guess we're not getting comped for it. And he was really disgusted by that because it like threw off his appetite, because he was like eating it and then he just found a bone in it and he wasn't like expecting to have a bone in it, so it like really threw off his appetite, so he didn't really want to eat it anymore. And then what's it called, after that after that, I guess the manager, she told her manager, and the manager had to give us tres leches, but I don't like tres leches because I don't like milk. I don't like leches, so I don't like tres leches. Like, I mean, if I don't like milk, why would I like 3 milk? You know what I'm saying? So they gave us like a free tres leches, and I ended up taking it home, and I never ate it, and it went bad, and I threw it away because I don't like tres leches. So, what's it called? The food was not good, and then after that, we ended up like leaving the restaurant, and then while we were leaving the restaurant, we started drinking. We were drinking Pink Whitney. Let me go get it. Okay, if you guys didn't know what Pink Whitney is, this is Pink Whitney. Honestly, it's disgusting. I wouldn't recommend anybody drink this. Only little kids drink this shit because they can get their hands on it, or people who are broke as fuck. But yeah, Pink Whitney is pink lemonade flavored vodka. And honestly, like I said, it's pretty disgusting. But we were drinking with cranberry juice. And like I had mentioned earlier in the story, Kelly and Ariana could not hold their liquor because Ariana's actually allergic to za. So she cannot like even be around za because she's allergic to it. And Kelly and Ariana, like, they were in a college class, so as you can imagine, they were kind of like goody two-shoes, and they did not drink, and that's why they wanted to come over to my house, because we could drink at my house. So, not that my mom was, like, okay with me drinking, but, like, she didn't have, like, a problem with that. I don't know how else to explain it. Like, my mom wasn't okay with me drinking, but she knew I was gonna drink, and she didn't have a problem with it. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, she wasn't okay with it, but, like, she didn't have a problem with it, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So, we ended up getting the bottle. How did I even get this bottle? That's a real question. How did I get the bottle? How did I get the bottle? Wait. How did I get a full bottle? I think one of my homegirls had given it to me. I think my homegirl had her sugar daddy buy it for her, and then she gave it to me. That's the only way that really makes sense to me, how I got the bottle. Or either that, or Alonzo had one of his older coworkers buy it for him. One of those. So we ended up getting the bottle. We were drinking it with like cranberry juice. And Ariana and Kelly were starting to get kind of loose and stuff. And then Ariana was asking us like some freaky questions. And basically like, she was like, oh, like, what do you guys think I'm into?
It started off with Ariana asking Kelly what she was into, like freaky, you know, and Kelly wasn't really trying to answer the questions. She wasn't really trying to talk about it. And basically, like, the attention shifted to Ariana and me, and she's trying to get me into the conversation. Ariana's really the one pushing this freaky shit. Mind you, my man's right here, and she's trying to talk about this freaky stuff in front of my man. And Kelly really not trying to talk about it. It kind of came out of nowhere because I don't really talk about that stuff. And Ariana was a virgin at the time, so she really didn't have nothing to talk about for real. But she was the one keep pressing this question. I didn't think too much of it. I just thought she was, you know, being silly, just being a girl, having a laugh or whatever.
Basically, Kelly, like, Ariana was like asking Kelly, like, what is she into? What does she think that she's into? And basically, I was reading them, and I was like, yeah, I feel like Ariana is like a dominatrix, and that because all those shy girls, all the girls that like act like they're shy and stuff, like, she's a dominatrix. Like, she's into dominating men. She's into dominating men and stuff. And she's like, oh my god, you clocked me. Like, you clocked my teeth. But then she ended up asking my man, what do I like? What am I into?
He was not answering the question because he does not talk about me like that. So she started trying to fish for information, and she was like, oh, well, is Essence a dominatrix? And he was like, you would be surprised the way Essence acts.
Because I feel like she couldn't ask him straight up, like, what he's into, because that would be crazy. So she, like, asked, like, him, what am I into? Like, what am I like in the bedroom? And that is something that you guys will never know about me. Because you're not getting the cheeks. Anyways.
Mind you, we just started drinking like 3 seconds ago. So she's not even there yet. We just had a few sips. And she keeps talking about how she's single and she's tired of being single. And she asks Alonzo if he can hook her up with one of his friends.
what's it called? And then basically after that, for our after party, because we couldn't find any after parties when we were at the prom, we ended up going to a local park by my house, and we went to the park, and we were just like drinking and smoking at the park.
I want to preface this because I mentioned earlier that Ariana was allergic to za, so she was on the other side of the park with Kelly while me and Alonzo were puffing the za. Alonzo doesn't puff like that, but it was a special occasion. So he's over there trying to mac with me, but while he's macking with me, they're over there like, guys, come over, come back, come back. So we finish up our little pre-roll that we had, put out the za, and then walked over to them.
And Ariana was getting like drunk, and so was Kelly. And then Ariana started like beating Kelly's ass. Like she was like hitting this girl super hard. She like kept punching her and stuff, but she wasn't doing it to me. She knew not to try that shit with me, because if she would have hit me, I would have hit her ass back. So she knew not to try it with me. But she was like, Kelly was like trying to help her because she like kept falling over, and then she would like punch Kelly and shit. And I felt bad for Kelly because she was beating Kelly's ass, like for real.
I'm not gonna lie, because that shit was low-key funny. You could hear the hits connecting. Like, she was hitting that girl hard, like... And Kelly was like, ow, oh my god, ow! Like, it hurt. But honestly, I feel like she was doing that because she was trying to show out and act cool and be tough or whatever. But I didn't think that shit was cool at all. And she was starting to irritate me.
So, basically, like, we went to this little park, and we ended up getting on this thing. It's like, I don't know if you guys know what it is, but it's like a little rock horse. You know what I mean? It's like a little horse that you can rock, right? But there's like 4 of them. So they're all connected, and it's connected like this, if that makes sense. So there's like a horse on each side, and like 4 people can rock on them at the same time and all rock together. So basically we all got on top of these horses, and we were like riding the little horses and stuff. But Alonzo was doing too much. He was like riding the fuck out this horse. And it was just too much for me and Kelly. So me and Kelly ended up getting off the horse. And then Alonzo was like rocking the horse hella hard. And then Ariana was like, like on top of the horse, like dead ass. I'm not kidding. Like she was like drunk. I mean, I'm not saying that she wasn't drunk, but I feel like she was pretending to be more drunk than what she actually was. So basically she was like rocking on the horse like that, and I started to feel jealous because it was like they were fucking in front of me. Like I felt some type of way, not gonna lie. But I was like, okay, I want to be a chill girl. I want to be a chill girl. I'm a chill girlfriend. Like I'm chill. Like it's not that big a deal. Like I don't care. Like I'm chill. Like I don't care. Like but I did care. So what's it called? I was like, no big deal. Like it doesn't matter. Like it's no big deal. So then we were like walking around, and then Ariana kept like falling over and like kept being like, ugh. Like she was literally acting like that. And I felt like she was acting more drunk than she was, because I have been around a lot of people who were drunk, and drunk people don't act like that. Like she was pretending to be more drunk. Like not saying that she wasn't drunk, but she was pretending to be more drunk than what she actually was. Especially because I had drinking with her before, and she got more drunk than that, and she did not act like that. So she was like falling over, and then Alonzo like kept going to like help her and stuff, and that shit was like pissing me off. I was like, let that bitch fall. But I guess like he said that he was thinking like, well, that's my friend, and he doesn't want her to get hurt, because if she gets hurt, then that comes back on me, because I'm responsible for her, because she's staying with me, and she's not supposed to be drinking. Her mom does not play that shit. So basically,
Anytime she would fall over and Kelly would try to help her, she would be like, get the fuck off me, bro. Get the fuck off me. And act fake tough with Kelly and put her hands on her. But when Alonzo was helping her, she was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much.
what's it called? She like kept falling over and stuff, and then we ended up sitting at a picnic table, and while we were at the picnic table, she would be like this, like almost falling out of the chair and stuff, and then Alonzo kept going to like save her and shit, and the shit was like making me mad or whatever. So we were like hanging out, and I was like jealous, not gonna lie. So after a while we ended up going back, and I was talking to Ariana, and Ariana was like, oh, I don't want to be single, I'm tired of being single, like I want a boyfriend, I want a man. And then basically Alonzo was gonna hook her up with one of his friends, and his friend was cute, his friend was fine, I'm not gonna lie. Like his friend looked good. I'm not gonna hook my friend up with no ugly ass dude. You know what I'm saying? So Alonzo was gonna like hook her up with one of his like good looking friends, and she was like, oh yeah, I like him or whatever. And then basically like as we're driving home, like she's like over there like talking drunk about how she wants a boyfriend, and then she was like, yeah, I want a boyfriend, I want some money. But Alonzo was off limits. And then when she said that, was like she knew she fucked up, because she was like as soon as it came out of her mouth, she didn't mean for it to come out. And then Kelly was looking at her like, girl, did you really just say that? Like, girl. And everybody got quiet. And then I just like act like I didn't care, but I definitely did care. I had that locked into my mind. So pretty much we ended up going back home, and freaking Kelly was so drunk, she walked into my mom's room. She walked into my mom's room drunk, right? My mom pretended like she was asleep, but she wasn't asleep. And then later on, my mom confronted me about it, and she was pissed. And she was like, your drunk ass friend walked into my room, da 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 da. So I ended up getting in trouble because Kelly walked into my mom's room drunk. And then, what's it called? They ended up coming in my room, and then they didn't want to sleep in the bed with me for whatever reason. I mean, I wasn't offended with that. I always told my friends, like, if you want to sleep in the bed with me, like, you can, but you don't have to. You can sleep on the floor, like, whatever you want to do, right? So, they didn't want to sleep in the bed with me because my bed was big enough for at least one of them to sleep in there. But no, they wanted to sleep on the floor together. So I made them a pallet, helped them get undressed, took care of them because they were drunk, and what's it called, like laid them down so they could go to sleep. And I'm like, I sleep in, I don't like to wake up early, so I had slept in later than them. So when I woke up, they had already been awake, they were dressed and stuff, and I woke up to them whispering back and forth to each other. They were like whispering, and I could tell that they were talking about what Ariana said the night before. And I feel like Kelly knew that Ariana liked my man, that she had a crush on him. But they were basically trying to, like, they were just talking about that. I couldn't hear what they were saying, but like I inferred like that's what they were talking about. So after that, I pretended everything was cool with Ariana, and I didn't have a problem with her because I could still use her to get rides, because I couldn't drive, so I would use her to get rides and stuff like that. And I'm not gonna lie, yeah, I used her. I stayed friends with her so that I could use her. And then after that, I stayed friends with her up until graduation. And I even used her tassel at graduation because my mom did not buy me a cap and gown from the school. She went to a third-party website to buy the cap and gown. So because she went to do that, I didn't have a tassel. So I ended up borrowing Ariana's.
Oh, I had to go back and look at her text messages to remember this part because it was kind of foggy to me. I have the screenshots put on the screen if you want to pause and read them yourself, but I'm also going to narrate them for you guys. Okay, so you guys can see here on screen where it says, hey, I'm drunk. I love you, but we should start talking about apartment soon. Remember how I was telling you guys earlier that I had a very strained relationship with my mom? So my mom had asked me to leave, and because of that, me and her were planning to become roommates. So after we graduated, we were supposed to move in together. I truly felt some type of way about her saying that she wants a boyfriend, but Alonzo's off limits. So I decided to get my lick back. I knew from the moment she said that I could never fuck with her again. All that other little shit that she was doing, I could have looked past it. Yeah, I felt jealous. Yeah, I felt some type of way. But when she said that, I could never be cool with her again. In the moment, I knew I couldn't say anything to her because she was already drunk. Her and Kelly were staying at my house, and if we get into some sort of fight or something and she has to go home, I run the risk of getting my mom in trouble. So I decided to plot on this bitch. Me and her were gonna move in because my mom asked me to leave, and she didn't want to move across town to live with her mom and her stepdad because her mom was gonna move to the other side of town away from her job and the college that she wanted to go to live with her stepdad. That's why she wanted to move in with me and be roommates. I waited until the end of the school year when we were supposed to move out and be roommates to tell her I didn't like her and I didn't fuck with her so that I can inconvenience her and she wouldn't be able to find someone to move, or it would take her some time to move. That's why I stayed friends with her and pretended to be cool with her even though I didn't like her. And I didn't say anything about that night until months later. I already had my mind up. I did not like that bitch and I did not want to be her friend. There was no conversation to be had. That's why I came at her like this.
I texted her and I was like, bitch, I know you wanted my man. Fuck you. We're not friends. I don't like you, bitch. And then she messaged me and she was like, Essence, you just need to know the truth. If I still have the screenshots, I'll put them in so you can see what she said, because I ended up blocking her on everything except for Instagram. I forgot to block her there for whatever reason. So she ended up hitting me up and was like, Essence, I just need you to know the truth. I don't want your man. I didn't want your man.
After she messaged me talking about, I'm drunk and I love you, I responded to her, remember the last time you were drunk and admitted to having feelings for my boyfriend? Because I do, and I think you should too. Because, quote, you don't forget anything, unquote. I just said that because she would always brag about how she has an excellent memory and how she doesn't forget anything. And even when she drinks, she doesn't forget stuff. Even though she didn't drink like that. I think she had drunk maybe like a few times before she hung out with me, but she would brag. This is her responding back, lying, saying, I'm like positive I didn't do that. And if I did, so sorry, because I really don't. You and Alonzo are my favorite couple ever, and I want you guys to be together more than I ever wanted a couple to. I responded back to her, find a new roommate. I can't trust you with my boyfriend. How could I trust you with my credit? And that's just facts. I eat her ass up. Thank God I didn't move in with this girl, because it could have went so left. She responded and said, unless I said something like, he's a really nice guy, I'm happy for you. Can you tell me? I guess she didn't remember what she said that night because it had been months later. And I was like, just admit it. You're making a bad case. You can't see it in the screenshot I just showed, but after that I said, I don't like you, and I blocked her number. But she still had me on Instagram. So she DM'd me on Instagram and she was like, I don't care if you block me after, but I really need you to read this because I need you to know this is the truth, and that's all. I just wasn't sure if you read it or not. That's all. This is her truth. Okay, I'm sorry. You don't have to forgive me, but I'm sorry. Just know that's honest. Like, truly, because I don't like him. I promise you that. But if you don't want to move in with me, I understand. I don't remember saying that, but I don't like him. I swear to you, he's not really my type, and I like blank. But just know, I'm sorry I upset you, because even if you don't like me, I like you, and I want you to be happy. And you don't have to answer, just know I never meant to hurt you, ever. Just so you guys know, blank is her crush. I blocked his name out, but he does look kind of similar to my guy. I will say this is one of the best apologies I ever got in my life, and I really did love this girl, but like, after I felt that way towards her, I felt like even if I had a conversation with her, it would never change how I felt.
But I feel like drunk thoughts speak a sober mind.
Let me know if you guys think I was just tripping for no reason and I just thought she wanted my man, or if you guys agree with me.
Yeah, that was the end of me and Ariana, and I did like her. She was a cool friend, but I just couldn't get over the fact that she wanted my man. So I guess that's the end of the story. And if you like the video and subscribe. If you don't like the video, don't like the video. I hope you guys enjoyed my story time. Yeah, it's sad. I always have a hard time like maintaining female friendships, and especially when I was younger, when I was in high school, because I had such a bad relationship with my mom. It just made it hard for me to have friends at all. So, yeah, guys, I'm sorry about that. Bye.